Greek mythology. Greek mythology refers to the common set of beliefs traced back to, of course, ancient Greece, and was practiced around 800 BC to 300 AD. While it began in Greece, it was spread by the Roman Empire throughout much of Europe, and only started to decline once Emperor Constantine decided to go all hipster and be Christian instead. While it doesn't have any modern-day worshippers, Greek mythology still has influenced many aspects of modern culture we know today, and you don't have to look hard through pop culture to find references to it. Greek mythology is polytheistic, meaning that it has many gods and goddesses making up a pantheon. Each of these deities is associated with one or more traits, items, or practices. Alongside these gods, there are also many other mythical beings who appear in various stories throughout Greek mythology. These stories range from being mostly for entertainment to providing explanations for all sorts of things. For example, in Greek mythology, it is said that Persephone, the goddess of nature, was abducted by Hades, god of the underworld, and while she was gone, no crops could grow without her. Eventually, she was allowed to leave under the condition that she would come back for 6 months of the year. Persephone's absence, therefore, is where the seasons come from. Because Greek mythology was so widespread, there isn't one comprehensive guide to what practices Greek mythology entailed, like with many religions today. However, some aspects appear very frequently throughout it. Some of these include oral traditions and storytelling, offerings and gifts to specific gods, and animal sacrifices. Animal sacrifices were important for large events like festivals or ceremonies, while smaller offerings were performed whenever and typically included expensive goods like olive oil and wine. In large cities, temples would be constructed to worship individual gods and would serve as centers for gathering for important events like ceremonies and elections. The most famous of these ceremonies was probably the Panhellenic Games, more commonly known as the Olympic Games. They were held in appreciation of Zeus and occurred every 4 years. Contrary to the modern Olympics, though, the victor was rewarded not with gold, but with a wreath made of olive branches, which were thought to be a symbol of Zeus. The Greek religion is interesting because it is so vastly different to many of the religions we have today, and unlike other ancient religions, there is a very large body of literature dedicated to it, and so there is always more to learn.